obviously. I think she is more committed than he is, and I feel, I mean, I always tell the story but I did. Welcome to the special reading. So I've been dropping it like Tuesday or Wednesday. I do a special reading about hot topics, something we can learn from people in the public eye. I only do it because I feel like as a collective, you know, there's so much to learn from people, and it's nice to have examples of it. With that being said, you know, I haven't received any negative feedback, but I just want to put this out there that when I tap into people's energy, I do so with angels and protection. I don't do so from a horrible, nasty place. And that's why I always emphasize that we need to send these people love. And so today I'm going to be talking about Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin. And I just want to preface that I am sending them both love. And like I said, this is a chance to learn from a situation. And I don't want anybody to send them negativity or hate. This is not about gossip. This is about people's well-being. So first card I got was Divine Flow. Oh, also extra content like this is on my Patreon, so check that out. Also, when I was shuffling the cards, I got lots of anxiety, and I'm not an anxiety prone person anymore. I used to be, but not anymore. So I feel like there's a lot of anxiety in his life. Will make sense. I get specifically from his side, and Justin Bieber is a Pisces and Hailey is a Virgo, and they are the opposite signs of one another. And it's interesting because Pisces are usually associated with being the martyr, and Virgos too martyrs, but they have like this I need to fix people. I think they're both martyrs. Let me clarify that. I think they're both martyrs, but one of them, Pisces, tends to give themselves emotionally, and the other, Virgo, tends to want to kind of fix the person. You know, my rising is Virgo, so I can definitely relate to that. And we'll see it play out in the cards because I've already shuffled the cards. So first card I got was Divine Flow. This is from Divine Abundance Oracle. So beautiful, these cards. It says, eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others. To follow the Tao, the divine flow at all costs. So very, very interesting. I actually really love these cards. They remind me of the tattoos that I have. It's really cool. Lotus, butterfly. I have lotus and butterfly. Very interesting. So even the colors, right? Some of my favorite colors. So I strongly feel, especially because as I pulled the cards, I got Ace of Earth, Eight of Cups. They have had their issues, but they want to work on this, and it makes sense. I mean, it's marriage, you know. But a lot of people, especially people with money, feel like marriage is the ultimate centerpiece, you know. Once I have the $1 million, once I have this, once I have that, all I need is marriage to put as the icing on the cake. But marriage is not like that, and it's something to be taken very seriously. That's why I haven't been married although I've almost been married twice. It's something to be taken very, very seriously, and I think that they didn't understand what they were getting themselves into, and that's why I don't encourage people to marry young, especially if you're a celebrity. I mean, I wish them well, and what's done is done, and my word is not the word, but I do think that they're trying to save one another. So with Four of Earth, Knight of Air, which is Knight of Swords, they're trying to save each other. The one, Pisces, is trying to save by emotionally devoting himself to her, and she's trying to save him by doing everything for him. And I saw a few clips where he kind of smacked her and he closed the door on her. And granted, context matters, because, you know, we could have just seen a clip of that, and people love to do that. They'll take clips and completely lie about it. So I don't believe in looking clips for that, but it was just alarming. So I don't want to paint him out as an abuser or whatever, but it was just interesting. There are lots of the interactions I've seen is him unleashing his emotional baggage onto her. It appears like that. So with the lovers, they've committed to one another, obviously. I think she is more committed than he is. And I feel, I mean, I always tell the story, but I dated somebody in the public eye, and I feel like it was such an eye-opener to me because I realized he saw me as a fan, you know, even though he did all these things for me. It was kind of like, when it was time to put me in my place, it was time to put me in my place, you know. And I get that energy from him too. And it's funny, this guy that I dated has Pisces moon, and I think that's a very Pisces characteristic, particularly in men. Sometimes they can come across as very covert narcissistic, and I'm sensing some of these traits here because I don't think he's done the real work to be in a relationship. I actually say this quite often, and people come at me whatever, it's just my suggestion. I don't recommend that men get married before they're 35 and women before they're about 28, 29, because we don't really know each other until we get older. And I was watching this what's it called? I was watching this interview with Hailey on Hollywood Unlocked, and she said what you choose at 22 versus 32 is very different. And I know personally I would not be happy married to the people that I thought that I was going to get married to. So I'm not saying that there's no chance of it lasting, but the odds are very slim. So with the Star and 9 of Pentacles, I think they're decorating the house. There's something to do with a house right now. They might be buying a house, but they're decorating. I see decorating a house. And 5 of Swords, Page of Cups. Okay, so lots of behind the scenes bickering, arguing. Like I said, that energy of like he needs to put her in her place because he's used to getting what he wants. And like I said, I get that energy of I have a fan, I married my fan, so I can tell her what to do. But like I feel like both of them are good people. They are just young. They're just young, you know. And when I was younger, I was like, just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm not a good person. But it's having experience changes things. Especially as you get older, by the time you hit 30, you start to be like, you know, I'm not gonna say yes to this just because other people want me to. And I think both of them were pressured. Both of them were pressured to settle down, especially because people were questioning on his end when he was going to get married. And both of them are Christian. It's a very Christian, I'm not saying anything bad about Christians, but it is a religious, very Christian-like thing to get married. And I believe some pastors can take advantage of the need of some people to get married and kind of influence them in a bad way. And it's funny because Justin Bieber's mentor, Carl Lentz, got married young too, and look at what ended up with him. And I'm not saying that that will end up happening, but sometimes when you look at, I had to learn this lesson myself, is that I looked at my mentors and they were telling me to behave a certain way, and how they were telling me to behave a certain way was not getting them what they said it would, if that makes any sense. So I got the Strength card, and I'm just clarifying the Strength card. Okay, so with the Universe and the Tower card, they're each other's karmic partners. So karmic is, it's actually usually your opposite sign, which is pretty funny. There are other celebrities too that they've married the opposite sign of one another, and they probably thought that they were soulmates. I believe one of my exes was my karmic partners, who came to teach me a massive lesson that I had to learn. And as soon as I learned it, I was like, that's it. That's it, universe, that's it, God, I'm done. Like, I see the message, I don't need to learn it ever again. So this is what's going to happen with them. I don't know how old Hailey is, but something significant is going to happen when she's 27. So with 4 of Pentacles, she might get pregnant at 27. I don't want to put that out there because maybe she's trying right now. I don't want to like talk specifically about kids and what forth when I deal with people who are younger and their future is volatile, because it seems to me like this relationship is very volatile, and it's very sad because I don't want to curse anybody's relationship and I don't want to wish anybody badly. I just, with 4 Pentacles, this is a time for her to learn about herself. I think she got into this relationship because she was like, I have to learn about myself. I have, I get the sense that I get very strong covert narcissistic tendencies, and he might do what they call in psychology as like, it's like a, what's that word? It's like when they ice you out, when the discard, the narcissistic discard, where they make a lot of promises and then they disappear on you. And I see that happening here. And it's a time, 4 of Pentacles, for her to learn about herself and not run away, because she's a very lovely, bright, beautiful, beautiful soul. With 2 of Wands and 4 of Wands, once she makes it out, there's another life for her that's way more prosperous than she ever imagined. And I want her to focus on that, if she's looking for any kind of advice and what we can learn too. Like, sometimes we get stuck in a relationship, and when I look back past in my relationships and I think, oh my gosh, I thought that was it, and we would bicker, we would argue. Recently I just thought about one of my exes, and I see so clearly that we just weren't meant to be together, and I sent him so much love, and I can look now at the great times, because we had such a connection, we had great times, and he's a really awesome person, even though I do feel like he had issues like I did, obviously, and narcissistic issues too, I felt. But I have nothing but love, nothing but gratitude, and it's good to see that, they say everybody's trying their best. I don't know if that's true, because I'm not the one to judge that, but when you can detach, get over the hump and see that it really wasn't personal, there was a lesson to be learned, something to be grateful for, like the fact that we get to love people is such a blessing and such a gift, so there's no need to be bitter. I mean, of course, when it ends there is some bitterness, but as time goes on, there's no need for that bitterness, because there's just so much love around. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. I love you all. If you want to learn more about tarot, please DM me. I'll send you some information about my tarot coaching. Take care.